So next is conflicts. So in the story of Black Girl, we can see different types of culture happening. First, there's man versus society. The black girl is up against the missionaries who represents the colonial society. They want her to just accept their religion and beliefs, but she questions everything. She doesn't follow what society expects of her. She stands her ground and speaks up. Then we have man versus self. Even though she's strong, she still has moments of doubt. She thinking, should I believe what they're saying or should I trust what I feel is right? That shows her inner struggle as she tries to find the truth for herself. Lastly, there's man versus culture. The story really shows the clash between African culture and the European culture being forced on her. But instead of giving in, the black girl defends her own culture and identity. So next is cultural implication. So in the story, there are some really important culture messages being shown. First, it highlights neocolonialism, which means that even though African countries gained independence, they're still being controlled in other ways, like through money, politics, and society. It's like they're free on paper but not really free on a real life. So then it talks about the hard reality of African people face when migrating to Europe. It's not just about finding a better life, it's about surviving racism and rejection and being treated unfairly. And lastly, the story is also challenging gender rules. It shows how African women are often taken advantage of and expected to stay quiet. But in this story, the girl speaks up. She pushes back against those expectations, and that's powerful. So, next is themes. Okay, so when we talk about the themes in the story of the black girl, we are not just looking for what happens in the story. We're also looking at the deeper issues that the story is trying to show us. First off, colonialism didn't just end when countries got independence. The story shows us how its effects are still felt through racism, inequality, and the way Africans are treated when they leave their country. It's like a shadow that follows them. Next is it shows how fragile cultural identity can be. When people are found to fit in a new society, like the girl going to France, they often have to give up parts of who they are. It's like their identity slowly gets erased just to be accepted. So then we have migration. A lot of people thinking going abroad means a better life. But in the story, migration actually leads to isolation and pain. The girl doesn't feel welcome. She's judged, mistreated, and left alone. The story also reminds us that racism and classism still exist, especially in places that were once colonialized. Um, if you come from a poor background or if you are a person of color, society tends to treat you differently and unfairly. And finally, it talks about double oppressions as a woman of color. The girl faces both racism and sexism. She's not only judged for being black, but also forced for being a woman. For being a woman. That's a heavy burden to carry. So overall, this story is powerful because it's not just personal, it speaks for many people who experience those struggles every day. So next is implication of the title. So the black girl, La Nyore De, the title erases Yuna's name, symbolizing her loss of identity. She is only seen as black by her employers, not as a person. It represents the dehumanization of African workers in the white de- domi- dim- dom- eh, dominated world. So next is conclusion. So the story of the black girl is still important today because it shows us how some people are still treated unfairly. It reminds us that racism, being mean to people because of their skin color and or bad things are still happening. The story helps people who are treated unfairly feel stronger and prouder of who they are. It's it's a story that makes us think about how to make the world better for everyone. So this story of the black girl, I really got me thinking. It's not just a story from the past. It's about things that sadly still happen today. The unfairness, the meanness, it's something we all need to be aware of, and what I also love is how the story shows strength, pride, and it shows how important it is to know who you are and to stand up for yourself and others. It makes me want to be a better person, to be more aware, and to help make the world a kinder place. It's a story that stays with us, with you, and I think it's a story we all need to hear.